Hey guys, what is going on? So I just want to test, make sure my mic is on, make sure everything's working. All right, gonna start my recording in three, two, one. Hey everybody, and welcome to Your Spiritual Best Friend. I am your host, Josh Sanchez. And for today's podcast, I know I look a little rough. As you guys can tell, I'm waiting on my professional webcam. It's coming in the mail as we speak. By next week, once I record another little podcast, I got to start doing YouTube more. I'm not going to lie, but I'm going to use my professional webcam and we're going to have fun. But I just wanted to share you guys. I know typically, because I mean, the audio is going to be recorded too. So this is going to be on my audio, all my audio streaming platforms as well. But there's been like a spiritual calling for me to do more of a video aspect to everything. So I think why not once every couple weeks do like a video where I'm discussing relationships, talking about the moon, and also talking about a season. I know last month I forgot to describe Pisces, and I had a lot of Pisces reach out to me and be like, "Yo, dude, you did all the other signs, but why not us?" And I apologize. A lot has happened over the course of the past month, and you guys know life happens. But I have some questions pinned in the chat in YouTube, and for my audio listeners, I'm going to start the podcast with this. My two questions they include my first question: what are some boundaries that you have for yourself that you know that no one can cross them? The second someone does this, I'm out on a friendship, I'm out on a romantic partner. And my second question, because we all know how the universe works at times, how has Aries season been for you guys this year? Because I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm going to share and be real when it comes to this Aries season. This Aries season has been hell. Legit. It's been absolutely brutal. I went to a funeral last week, lost a very kind soul, one of my girlfriend's family friends. He was a principal, hardworking, very loving and kind heart. And he just died so just unexpectedly. Like it just happened out of the blue. And it really, as I was seeing everyone share stories and really talk about like their experiences through him and stuff, it was really, I was like, damn, like we lost a really great soul. Like it was hard. But that happened last week. I've dealt with a lot of family stuff. I love my family to death. They know who they are. But it's been intense. There's been moments during Aries season where it's been intense. Um, and even on my dad's side, like they lost a cat, like he died unexpectedly. So there's been death. I know a couple of my friends and family, they have gone through a lot too. I've sent a lot of prayers and condolences. This season has just been, I don't know what is in the air, but it has been very just like, look, like all this stuff is about to get real, real fast. So this Aries season for me has been bad. But if you guys want to comment, feel free to share whatever. If you're tuning in audioly, through on Spotify and stuff, just you guys can just message me or whatever. But yeah, it's definitely been a wild Aries season. But I wanted to start our conversation today with we're going to start with Aries season and we're going to talk a little bit about the moon. So for those who do not know, this is Aries season. What is an Aries? And what the heck is all this? Aries is like it's a ram. So if you think of a ram, very ambitious, very courageous, determined, confident, putting themselves out there, very bold, very blunt. It's a fire sign. So with all that fire energy, it can be very intense. I have Aries in my Venus, so my relationships are very ambitious. I'm attracted to very ambitious people, dominant people, people that really take initiative on things. All the girlfriends that I've dated, all of my friendships that I've been around, they're all determined in their own way. And I will say, I love that about people. I love people that are very motivated and determined. And that's what an Aries is. They're very blunt, honest, but very determined, very confident. I really get along with an Aries. I do. Me and Aries, we vibe a lot. But I will say, with the determination comes a very just impatient, moody, short tempered, very impulsive personality. A lot of Aries that I know, I love y'all to death, but you guys are very impulsive at times, and it can be very toxic. So Aries energy is definitely crazy. It's definitely bold. It's definitely all over the place. But when an Aries is determined, and when an Aries really does like you, they are going to give their full 100%. There's no sugarcoating in Aries. I will say that through the bottom of my heart. What a lot of my best friends, my little brother is an Aries. My One of my best friends, he's an Aries. We vibe. We're motivated. We get stuff done. And it's great energy to be around when the person likes you. If an Aries does not like you, they're going to put you through a lot of stress and emotional hell. I've known a couple Aries that have driven the people I love very crazy. And no hard feelings, but just I'm a sit back and an observer type of person. And seeing all that, shit is crazy. That's all I have to say. But the planet that is ruled under Aries is the planet of Mars. And that's what I'm talking about. Aggression, putting themselves out there, very courageous. That is what the Aries sign is. And Mars is the planet of aggression and sexuality. And I'm gonna beat you up. This is like the part of the charts where it's like this is the motivated part of the chart, how you take action on things. And Aries are some people that really take action. They put themselves out there and they're very bold. Similar to Leos and Sagittarius's, the bluntness is very similar, but Aries are very, out of all three, can be the most ambitious out of the three. Leos are the most like dominating, expressive personalities. Sagittariuses are the most free loving and blunt personalities. And the Aries can be very cold. But like I said, if you find one that really cares about you, you are going to get a full 100. There's no fakeness when it comes to Aries overall. And like I said, in the website I got, it's astrologyzodiacsigns.com. I'm getting all this on the reading, so you guys can check my sources. The horoscope.co is also another great resource for you guys to check out. But like I mentioned, the ambition, the determinedness, the confidence, like I said, that's what really makes Aries just different. They are like they. If you find a good one, it's great. But it's either they're great or they will drive you insane and they'll stress you the heck out. That's just Aries energy in general. Um, some famous Aries for you guys to think about, because I know we're going to talk about relationships and the full moon too. But the dates, my fault, guys. March 21st to April 19th. So those are the dates. So this week, I'm recording on the 13th. Yeah. So the audio podcast will be out this weekend on the 15th. So I apologize for my audio listeners. But yeah, we're pretty much in like the last week of Aries season, and then we get into Taurus season. But this is, like I said, March 21st to April 19th. Those are the dates. And it's a cardinal sign. So, like I said, like to take charge. Cardinal signs love to take charge and initiative on things. So, and also Aries, another quality that I'm just completely forgetting about is uh Aries. Oh my goodness. I'm sorry. Kim Kardashian, or what is it? No, Courtney Kardashian. Sorry, not Kim. She's an Aries. So you can just check out Courtney and that stuff's all working out and stuff. But Aries, like I said, very ambitious. They're the ram, they're bold. I had a thought in my head, but I completely forgot it. And I apologize, guys. But the dates again, March 21st to the 19th. Very passionate and stuff like that. But advice for Aries, and this is important because I have some Aries in my chart and I need to know my limits. With Aries energy, it's very competitive, it's very bold, you're putting yourself out there, it's very extreme. When are you guys going to take time to relax and live in the moment? Aries, you can take on a lot of different projects. And when you are taking a project, you're full 100 on it. You're devoted to it, and that's great. But even with that, though, you need to learn to take time to breathe and live in the moment on things. Not everything is a competition. That's another thing, too. Like, I know you're trying to be out there, really trying to stand out, put yourself out there, but you are going to go on your own spiritual journey. You are going to go on your own path. So, taking time to breathe, live in the moment, and appreciate the journey, that is something that I think Aries need to work on. Once they work on that, that confidence, that boldness, you're going to be successful. Aries, a lot of Aries that I know are very successful at what they do. And it takes a lot of taking initiative on things. But with that, though, you need to learn how to set some limits for yourself, give yourself time to breathe, live in the moment, and appreciate the journey that you're on. Because especially with social media and stuff, so many things are fixated on the destination, on things, making the most money or fame, fortune, whatever you're motivated for. But it's the journey that you take is the most important part in your life. You have a relationship with yourself. There's going to be days you wake up, you're going to feel great. There's going to be days you wake up and you feel absolutely miserable. Learning to take it day by day and breathe, relax, you are going to be successful. Stop taking on so many projects at once, or stop being so committed on something real quick. Like, it's okay to breathe and just hit that reset button at times and appreciate the journey. That's my word of advice for Aries. Um, and like I said, you might have some Aries in your chart. You might not be fully Aries, but that's the point. We each have different aspects of our chart, and Aries energy, I'm just describing Aries energy in general. So your Aries might be in your moon, your Aries might be in your Mercury, your Aries might be in Mars. Like, everyone has, if you have Aries energy, it doesn't mean like this is fully 100% accurate. Like, no, like, it's just parts of your chart that you have to realize when you have Aries energy. So, some famous celebrities. Let's get to some fun stuff here with famous celebrities. So, you got Reese Witherspoon, Courtney Kardashian, Randall Park, he's cool. Big Sean, he was born March 25th. Sarah Jessica Parker, Elton John, Diana Ross, Keira Knightley, Mariah Carey. See, all these people are very ambitious. Haley Bailey. We all know Haley Bailey. She's going to be Ariel. Lady Gaga, Jonathan Van Ness, Chloe Zhao, David Aluio. Sorry, I apologize for the last name. I just completely did terrible with that one. Ozza Butterfield, got the butter. Sterling K. Brown. There's just a lot of names. Farrell, um, Laura Ridloff, Sky Jackson, Kristen Stewart, Ellie Fanning, Lil Nas X, Jamie Chung. The list goes on and on. So I can go on and on. Emma Watson, Harry Potter, Chance the Rapper. Like, there's just a lot of Aries, like I said, a lot of Aries energy. So yeah, like I already said, Kourtney Kardashian, she just popped up. I'm like looking at all these names. Um, so yeah, so that's pretty much like some famous celebrities when it comes to Aries and all that fun stuff. Transitioning a little bit to our next topic. I know I mentioned that I was going to bring up the moon as well, and then we're going to conclude with some relationship advice on boundary setting. I definitely think it's important for you guys to tune in and hear that. But this full moon this weekend, so on the 16th of April, so this Saturday, there is going to be a full moon, and it's going to be in Libra. So mark your calendars, guys. So for during as Aries season concludes and Taurus season begins, and I'm a Taurus, love it by the way, Taurus gang. Um, we're going to talk about how the full moon will affect each sign. So this is called according to the cosmopolitan.com. So we're going to start with Aries since it's Aries season. 3 of Swords. During this time, someone really hurt you. What they did or said cut you, and it's taken longer than you known to really get out of your head at all. So this is a moment for you to really take time and understand like the backstabbing, have people like gone behind your back. So this is a really good reflective moon for you guys to really assess the people that you're around and if they're really there for you or not. For Tauruses, this one, again, this is during this full moon, you're learning a lot because with Tauruses, they can self-sabotage a lot. I know I do that a lot with myself. So this is the time for you guys to take your energy and understand what's tiring you and what's really draining your energy. So the card is four of wands. So this is a great time for Tauruses to think about yourself. What do you need going forward? And really just taking the time to realize like, hey, like I cannot keep self-sabotaging. So that's for Tauruses right there. Geminis, you guys got the 8 of wands. So with this one, here's some question for you guys to think about according to the Cosmopolitan. Are you being thwarted by someone in your desire to communicate with others freely? Is someone sabotaging your network? Are you feeling unpressured to not talk to someone because someone else's feelings? Are you perhaps revealing too much about a close relationship to someone outside of it? Zoom in on the area and consider, where is there an imbalance? So this is a time for you to assess moments where your communication, how is your communication overall? Is it too much, too little? Like, what is going on? For Cancers, you guys got the 5 of coins for this full moon. Never forget. So Cancers, they never forget and never forgive. So this is the time for them to really release the past, release what's going on in yourself, and stop holding grudges. This is the time to process everything. So process, Cancer. Stop taking things so personally. For the Leos, you guys got the Emperor. So what this is, throughout your relationship, you're going to start learning through like passions during this full moon. With affection and passions, you have to start realizing, like, is this person toxic? You can't, this is a time where you cannot ignore the red flags. It's a time for you to slow down, put your hazards on, and assess, is this relationship, or am I okay in this situation? What are the red flags in the people that are around me? So this is a great full moon for you guys to assess that. For Virgo, you guys got the Devil. Wow, that was very graphic. Sorry, Virgos listening. I don't mean, you guys are not the devil. You guys are cool. This is an opportunity for a rebirth. So for Virgos, this is a time for you to be a new you. Be a new person that you're not. If you want to be more social, now's the time. If you want to put yourself out there more, now's the time. Let's say you want to put yourself out there and you want to reset, now's the time. So it is really like an awakening moment for you guys, for Virgos, to hit that reset button and find a new you. Libras, you guys got the Charoid, whatever it's called. I can't even pronounce anything today. This is similar to a lot of other moons. This is a clarity moon for you guys. This is to, if you have any like situationships, or you have any like bump heads and stuff, this is where you assess intentions right away. You get clear and you want labels for things. So this is a time for Libras to really start defining relationships and what they're going through and establishing those labels. Scorpios, you guys got the King of Wands. So with this one, this is right now in your life, there's an imbalance in a relationship for you guys. Someone wanting to have fun, go on adventures, be spontaneous, travel, and someone wanting to stabilize, settle down, invest, save, and plan. So you have two things right now for Scorpios. If you are going through this, your relationship, you have like these two parts. You have a part, you want to be with someone that wants to have fun and have adventures. You also want someone to be like a stabilizer. So this is a time for you guys to have a talk with those people and realign what you want. And if you have to go separate ways, you go separate ways. But this is a really like reset moment for you guys during this full moon. For Sagittarius, you guys got the Two of Swords. So with the Two of Swords, a major decision has not yet been taken. There's a lingering impact on a close relationship. So this Libra moon is all about relationships. Libra is ruled by the planet of Venus. So this is a very like relationship oriented moon. So for Sagittarius, is my fault, guys. Life might get in the way right now. You might be taking on too many different projects at the time, but the Two of Swords, you have to start deciding on what's going on in your life. This is the time for you to work out compromises, because if you don't work out these compromises, it's just going to keep building and building and building. Sagittarius energy when it comes to conflict, they tend to like to run away from things. That's something with Sagittarius is that has been very quite similar. I have some Sag in my chart too. With confrontation can be hard. But this is a time for you guys to really confront what's going on and assess things. Capricorn, you guys got the Eight of Swords. So with this is about projection. So the human habit of projecting internal, if not secret anxieties. So this is the moment for you guys to really process what is going on inside of you, anxieties, fears, and this is, are you projecting it to other people? Are you projecting your own anxieties and fears on other people? This is a time for you to assess what the heck is going on in your head. So do that, guys, and stop projecting on other people. Aquarius is, you guys got the Two of Wands. So with this, your heart beats faster and your mind opens up to new possibilities and futures. So are you, dare I say, faking it a little bit? So this is a time the Two of Wands asks you to be honest about the strength and depth of feeling you're really feeling. This doesn't mean you need to end it all or walk away. It just means you need to accept where you're at and let things go at their own pace. Do not push, do not force. Like I said, well, I gave the advice to Aries earlier in the podcast. Go with the flow. You're going to be okay. Don't force anything and relax. Pisces, you guys got the Death. Oh my God. Brutal. Sorry. A big relationship you're involved needs transformation. Death is a powerful card of total and lasting change, signaling the end of one phase and the beginning of another. So everything changes. You can't fight the tide. I know with Pisces energy, they're people pleasers. They, even if they're in bad relationships, they will stay in these bad relationships, even though the person continues to hurt them over and over and over again. This is the time for you to release it. It's not working. Death. The relationship is over. Death. And focus on a new than the old. Look ahead, have high hopes, the crossroads you can travel through together. So, if your relationship's not working out, time to cut it. So, that's pretty much what it is. So, this moon is a relationship-oriented moon. Libra is ruled by Venus again. So, this is a full moon focusing on, you're starting to realize more about your relationships and what the heck is going on during this time period. But so far, this conversation has been a blast. I have had a lot of fun. We talked about Aries, famous Aries. We talked about the Libra full moon this weekend. We are going to conclude with talking with some relationship talk because I think it's important to at least develop one psychology talking point throughout these video podcasts and also through my audio podcast as well. Relationships, and this moon is perfect because this is a full moon focusing on relationships. The relationships you surround yourself with, whether that's with friends, family, romantic partners, you feed off of everybody's energy. So if you're with people that are judgmental, that are constantly like not really believing in what you do, you're going to really doubt yourself a lot more. So I think when it comes to relationships, one, because with work, with a lot of things we do, we tend to put our feelings in the back burner, especially in a capitalist society where we focus on productivity, making the most income is successful. When we talk about emotions, I know since the pandemic it's sped up a little bit. We don't really talk about emotional growth as successful. So I think taking the time, an hour, 10 minutes, 5 minutes to assess, are the people around me, their energy, are they helping me grow or are they bringing me down? That is a great first step. And once you start to realize that, you start to understand self-worth. And boundary setting is the number one most important thing. Boundary setting, communication, and respect. With boundary setting, the more boundaries you are setting for yourself, obviously people can have too many boundaries and not open up. But if you set boundaries for yourself, you are showing self-respect for yourself. You are showing respect for yourself, self-respect. And if you're not doing that in your relationships, people are going to take advantage of you. People are going to walk all over you because that is what people do at the end of the day. They do. I've been in a very healthy relationship, but even we had to go to therapy and work on some things because there was a lot of problems with boundary setting on my part, and she had too many boundaries set it for her. So she wouldn't open up. And for myself, I was going all over the place and really just draining my energy and tiring myself out when I didn't need to be stressed the heck out. So boundary setting is a topic that I really wanted to highlight on this in this part. So I think one of the keys to setting boundaries is I like to have a little journal. I like to write stuff down, pen and paper. Hey, sitting down with yourself. Hey, what are some things that I like? What are some things I will not tolerate? You can call them no nos. You can call them no shit policies. I don't know. But if you whatever you call it, write them down in your journal. So these are policies that if X person does this, I am completely removing them and done talking to them. For me, for example, man, and this is definitely something to think about because off the top of my head, I have all my stuff written down. But for me, if you lie to me about something, that is a no-no for me. Because if you're lying about this, you're gonna lie about anything. So for me, being honest, I don't care if it can even be disrespectful at times. If you lie to me, I am done. I cannot continue this relationship. And there's three types of lies. There's lying by omission, which does not get talked about enough. Well, that's sort of like you're telling like half truths. So it's like some things are real, some things are not. Like lying by omission is like you're not trying to say hurtful things, but you're still lying at the end of the day. Like you're not being really truthful. So lying in general for me is a boundary. So for you guys, what are your no-nos? What are your no shit policies where someone does this, we ain't doing it? There was trying to remember one of the people I interviewed with actually it was really she actually gave a great piece of advice to do when you're just starting to talk to somebody. Say no. So let's say you schedule like a date, say no the first time. See how that person reacts to it. If that person reacts disrespectfully, they don't respect you. You got to be able to take no for an answer. So that's also another thing too. Another no policy for myself is when I say no to things like, are you grudging me? Are you backlashing? Are you making me feel like crap because of that? So like those are like my two no nos. If you guys would like to comment on YouTube for your no nos, it's whatever. But like always, I like to have a little relationship talk. Talked about Aries season, and then we also talked about the full moon in Libra. I apologize again to all my Pisces listeners. Let that, especially that month, I was just doing way too much recording, way too much work, and I kind of was like, I don't have time to record. But for you guys checking out on YouTube, you guys can check out my YouTube channel, Your Spiritual Best Friend. I'm going to start recording little videos like these, like half-hour videos, for you guys to just check out and tune in. And I might even mix in a couple interviews here and there, depending on what guests are comfortable recording, what guests are comfortable not recording. But I need to add a video element to the podcast. That's definitely been something I'm realizing. But you guys can check out all Your Spiritual Best Friend on Amazon Music, Apple Podcast, and Spotify. And please, guys, like and subscribe to the podcast. Give a rating. Give some great positive feedback. Even if you don't like it, I don't really care. But the more subscriptions, the more likes and rates will help boost and expand word of mouth for the podcast. So it would mean a lot to me. Shout out to a couple sponsors. Shout out to anchor.fm. They guys have been great. Free platform for you guys to check out. And also shout out, I got a new sponsorship opportunity for Racket. And you guys will start seeing more Racket ads as we in the foreseeable future. But thank you guys. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. I hope you guys enjoyed the conversation. Like I said, questions to think about before we wrap it up. How has this Aries season affected you guys so far this year? And what are some boundaries, no rules that you have for yourself? But without further ado, thank you guys. Hope you have a wonderful day, wonderful week. and a wonderful rest of the Aries season. But this is your favorite spiritual best friend, Josh Sanchez, signing off. All right.